stage, they started booing. They were in no mood to listen to some unknown stand-up comedian. Now, as a pampered Toastmaster, I was so used to free applause. It took me a full 60 seconds to realize that they were booing. I started with my jokes, but they started abusing. Finally, I stopped and asked them point blank, "Hey, do you want me to perform or no?" Imagine my absolute delight when they said, "No!" It was my nightmare come true. As if 1,000 timers were flashing me the red light. I couldn't say another word after that. So I got off stage, embarrassed, hurt, dejected. Mr. Toastmaster, my friends who've always been welcomed with warm applause, and the non-Toastmasters, good evening. Please, don't start feeling sorry for me just yet. Wait till you hear how badly James was knocked down. James was a prize fighter who lost everything in the Great Depression of 1929. The great boxer was lifting boxes on the docks simply to make ends meet. One morning, opportunity knocked. It was his old manager, Joe. "Hey Jimmy, you want to fill in for a last-minute fight?" Yes. Jimmy took it. The next day, James was back in the ring. There was no place else he would rather be. His opponents were younger, stronger, and fitter. They bled and bruised and broke him, but James simply wouldn't back down. He scuffled and tussled and brawled and went on to become the next world heavyweight champion in 1935. I'm talking about the great American boxer James J. Braddock, also called the Secunderabad, for the way he rewrote his destiny. You know, looking at James, I think just like we have our IQ, intelligence quotient, and EQ, emotional quotient, we also have our very own KQ, our knockout quotient. It's the point where we give up. What's your KQ? I discovered my KQ that day in the college festival. After I got off stage without performing, my friend Kunal came to me saying, "Why don't you go back up and finish it?" And I said, "It's finished." But he insisted, "No, your jokes are good. Just ignore the booing. Bring your punchlines on and get them laughing. Simple." Simple. Very simple. So I went back on stage. And this time the crowd booed me even louder. But I grabbed the microphone and said the first thing that came to my mind, "Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I have no shame at all." That was the reaction. Laughter. I felt that familiar adrenaline rush and got back in form. 5 minutes later, that hostile crowd was laughing, cheering, and applauding me. It was awesome. I felt like a real winner. Of course, I didn't become Darren LaCroix or Russell Peters overnight. But that day, I felt something change inside me. I had got beaten up and fallen down, but I came back, past my KQ. So can you. My hero, Rocky Balboa, puts it best when he says, "You, me, or nobody's gonna hit as hard as life." But it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. That's true for the sport of boxing and true for life. Do you remember that fight where you might have given up too soon? Failing an examination, rejection in an interview, financial crash, health crisis, family tragedies, or the knockout punch when that girl says, "I think we should just be friends." That is the knockout punch. Hurts so bad, but all you can do is smile and say, "Sure, best friends." I learned the most important lesson of my life from another boxer named James J. Corbett, who said, "Fight one more round. When your feet are so tired that you have to shuffle back to the center of the ring, fight one more round. When your arms are so tired that you can barely lift your hands to come on guard, fight one more round. When your nose is bleeding and your eyes are black and you wish your opponent would just crack you on and put you to sleep, fight one more round. Remembering that the man who fights on is never whipped. What is the point where you give up? See, life may not always give you a second opportunity, but you can give that opportunity a second life by going beyond your KQ. Because whenever you think you're down and out, there's only one person who decides when and how and if it's over. And that person is you. So, what's your KQ?